Yeah. Are you
Let's
pumped?
go.
Are you pumped and heavy?
Let's go. Let's do it.
Let's go, baby.
Ah.
The Movie Dojo podcast
I'm
is back.
ready.
Do it now.
Do it now.
Subscribe and like and
Put
do
the
it.
cookie down now
Yes,
and
put the
put
cookie
like
down
and
now.
subscribe.
Follow.
Let's go.
Like and subscribe now. That's right. Listen to this on
You need to get that
Spotify.
soundbite, man. You need to get that soundbite.
That's it. I need to do it next time for sure, man. Oh my goodness. What is going on? It's your boy Preston, Fat Samurai Guy, back again with another episode of the Movie Dojo podcast. Hanging out. That's right.
Awesome.
With the legend himself. That's right.
Oh, man.
And hell, if you get on his good side, you can call him Angel. Brophy. How are you, my brother? How are you?
Bro, I'm doing well. Just trying to grind some workout and excited. I mean, it's so good to see you so soon because we got that panel at Comic-Con, which was amazing.
Dude, so
bro,
much fun. It was so much
look
fun.
at that.
It was so cool meeting you in person, and
Yeah.
we had a blast. And I mean, if you guys didn't have to go, we would have hung out afterwards.
For sure.
And
For sure.
had some fun, had some more fun there. But it was cool.
Hell yeah.
Showing Shadowfist, and we'll show a clip of Shadowfist 3 here tonight.
Oh, nice.
As well. But yeah, man, definitely a blast and honor to meet everyone, and especially Cynthia and Miguel and Bobby.
Yeah.
Both Roberts.
The Roberts.
That's
Right.
Ron Hall, Eric Jacobus, Z, everyone, Rick and Frank.
Which
and the fans of the genre. That's the most important. Yeah.
It was pretty stacked. I was actually like, oh my God, there are people who watch this stuff.
Yeah, hey, you gotta keep it alive, baby. That's
Yes,
right.
sir.
That's right. We got Nate Dogs in the house. Says, hello. It's nice to make another That Fat Samurai Guy interview. Well, Nate, it's always great to see you. Thanks for hanging out and watching right now. But yeah, it's time to go back in time. And start from the beginning. I don't want to make my guests feel old when I do this, but for the audience watching, I want them to get to know you even more.
Well, I was born in C-section.
Yeah. But yeah, man, how did you get into the filmmaking industry and martial arts and all that stuff? How did it happen? Tell us about the journey, son.
I'll try and be as concise as possible.
No, it's a 6-hour podcast. Fuck it.
Oh, let's do it then. Then fuck it, yeah. Now, my interest in movie making actually came about when I was around 14, and it was a pretty funny realization because originally when I was like 10, 11 years old, I wanted to be an archaeologist for some reason.
Okay.
So. But when I hit 14, I was sitting in my living room watching Indiana Jones, and that's when I kind of like figured that it's not that I wanted to be an archaeologist; it's more that I wanted to be Indiana Jones, and and my train of thought took me to say, you know what, I would like to create something like this, something that kind of inspires someone to do something with their lives,
Right.
So the moment that I kind of click with that idea, I just told my father, hey, Dad, I want to do movies. This is what I want to do.
Nice.
And basically starting from 14, I just started to, write like very basic stories like, a 14-year-old would write. And when I was 17, my father still saw that interest in me because I started to bug him to get me a camera. Just get me a camera so I can start doing stuff, whatever.
Yeah.
And my first short film that I did was with my buddies, obviously. I was in high school, and it was a fan film for Resident Evil. And where it happened supposedly was the setting was Raccoon Valley, the suburbs of Raccoon City, right?
Okay.
That was my take on whatever thing we were doing, and we tried to sprinkle in like characters from the video game and stuff. It's an awful watch, but but I actually, since it's still on YouTube somewhere, I still watch it from time to time just to kind of like
Yeah.
get nostalgic about it. Like this is where it all fucking started, you know.
Oh man, I
And
would have played some of it right now if I knew it existed.
I'd rather
But
not. I'd rather they see the good work now. That's just for me.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But hey, that's where the creativity started, the spark. You
Yeah,
know, you got to
exactly.
start somewhere.
Yeah,
Yeah.
in that sense, that was kind of like my basic, like the you can say the best basic origin story of filmmaker is just grabbing a camera and doing stupid stuff with your friends, right?
Right? Right.
Uh,
I think Spielberg and, Peter
yeah,
Jackson, there it's very similar. You
yeah.
know, hey, let's
Chris
just
Chris
grab
Nolan, I think,
yeah.
also did that. I mean,
Mhm.
like everybody is kind of like that's their backstory.
Yeah.
But since my dad saw that I was really into it, so he looked for a film course that I could take, and it was a 6 month film course. It
Nice.
was a great experience. I learned a lot in that course. And even though it was like really packed, they taught us to produce, they taught us to direct, they taught us lighting, they taught us editing.
That's what's
They
up.
it was a really like complete course for 6 months, at least from
Yeah.
my perspective. Obviously, I was young and kind of dumb, but
Right.
but from my perspective, it was gold, like information that I actually got to use afterwards, right?
Right. Right.
Um, uh, and and then after that, I kind of fell into my not comfort zone, I would say, but I kind of deviated from pursuing the movie making thing. But I was still very into it, even though I
Mm.
wasn't like pursuing it as much. But in sort of my mid 20s, I did a short film that never came out because for me, I did a lot of very rookie mistakes.
Mm.
But it was my first like nearly feature length because it once I finished editing the thing, it was like 48 minutes, and
Wow. Okay.
the movie was called Confidential, and it was about a psychiatrist or a psychologist who had a patient who got murdered, but the patient left them an inheritance, and then bad people started to pursue him for the inheritance, and that was kind of like the plot line of the
Okay.
thing. And that was my first foray into doing action because I
Yeah.
really wanted to do an action thriller. So I started to study because all of this that I kind of do in regards to like action filmmaking and choreography and stuff,
Right.
it was really self-taught.
Right.
A
Okay.
lot of it was self-taught. It was like I started to see the movies that I wanted to kind of emulate, and I wanted to have a hybrid of kind of Born Identity meets The Transporter.
Like it.
So
Love it.
so the choreos for that movie in particular, I designed them with that in mind,
Nice.
and that was my first try at doing that. And this is all in Mexico, so I've never lived in the U.S. I've never been over there. I've never really gone to film school over there either. So everything that I've been doing so far has been here in Tijuana, Mexico, where I'm at right now. And uh, and since this genre in particular is not produced in Mexico and hasn't been produced at all for God knows how long, I think there's a 70s movie
Wow.
about two kung fu masters, which is really not good. But
Yeah.
but that's the furthest that I know of martial arts being involved in movie making in Mexico. And if you want to go even further back, maybe the luchador movies with Santo
Yeah.
and Blue
Versus
Demon
versus
and
versus the vampire women.
exactly. So that was
Blue
our
Demon.
the Blue Demon, yeah.
Yeah.
And that was kind of like our action genre that we had. And when
Right.
it progressed, then we got a little bit of our Chuck Norris, which is named Mario Almada, who did a lot of narco based, like very cheap movies. And it kind of became a pun or joke because they got into really ridiculous situations where the guy had a six bullet revolver and he never ran out of bullets, and he can cover himself with just a branch in front of him, and like
it's
very
tradition.
exactly,
Yeah.
like very cheesy stuff
Right. Right. Right.
like that. So the action genre was never really taken seriously during like the history of
Okay.
Mexico filmmaking. And
Okay.
when the resurgence for like quality filmmaking from Mexico came about, was more leaning towards the drama. Like you got your Alfonso Cuarón, your Alejandro González Iñárritu. The one who did more genre stuff was Guillermo del Toro, but in order for him to be able to do the movies that he likes, he needs to go abroad. You know, he needs to go
Right.
outside of our country to
Hmm.
kind of do what he like really likes, those genre movies that he really likes.
What a legend, that guy.
Oh yeah,
I
he's
still
he's
love
he's the
Blade
best.
too.
I
I don't
love
care. I
Blade
don't care what
2,
nobody say.
Hellboy, Pacific
Yeah,
Rim. I don't know if
dude.
you've seen his more horror movies
Oh,
like
Chronos. Yeah,
Kronos, Espinazo del Diablo, Devil's Backbone. I think it's in
dude.
English.
Devil's Backbone's great. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
he's another phenomenon. I even enjoyed his Pinocchio take
Oh
on
yeah, the
Netflix.
Pinocchio one was pretty good.
It
I
was
really liked it.
100 billion times better than the live action Pinocchio on the Disney Plus channel.
Live action,
Yeah, that
like in
travesty. But hold on, we got more people watching. Champ Blaze in the house. He's saying hello, Fat Samurai Guy and Angel.
what's
Hey, good
up?
to see you. And we got Brandon throwing it up. That's how we do it here because we are
Let's go.
metal here. Nate Dogs again showing the love. But yeah, he is a treasure. But I don't know, man. I think you found your calling in
Yeah.
terms of bringing back or martial arts, respect,
Hmm.
right, to martial arts and action cinema in your area. You know what I mean? Like bringing it back and making people take it serious again in
Yeah,
Mexico.
well, making it more than again, like it's more of uh actually getting noticed for it because I mean, there's a lot of talented stunt teams over here in Mexico that do
Nice.
like really crazy stuff, like
Yeah.
from crashing cars into cars or flipping cars or diving from a 10-story building into a piece of cardboard and like
Right. Yeah.
the stuntman in Mexico is like really really good at those high end, like high octane type of stunts.
Right.
But once you start to kind of go and venture into how they do choreo, we're a little bit behind on that because since the market itself doesn't promote that genre, the stunt teams haven't evolved to the point to be able to compete with action scenes or well the fight choreos that come from Asia or come from Europe or come from the US or heck even from is it Chile? Where's Mark
Hmm.
Sarrock from? Chile?
Chile. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, and it's weird for me because I mean the Mexican people I think that we love action. I mean, whenever you guys whenever we import an action movie that comes from the U.S., we just go crazy for it.
Yeah.
So. And it's not that there haven't been attempts at doing action, but the attempts that have been made are subpar to something like the raid, for instance, right? The raid just
Right.
freaking changed the game.
Right.
So
Mhm.
so you could
Which
say that
I'm kind of surprised what you're telling me right now because from watching highlights from your Instagram and shout out to the B Squad, son.
B
When I see
squad.
these highlights and stuff like that, I would never know that you guys are behind over there. Like I would be like, hey, these guys are amazing. I gotta follow these guys. I gotta follow Renee and everyone, Miguel. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like I would never know. I would never have known until you told me just now, really, that it
yeah.
kind of
But I
it
mean,
took a
if
while
you
to kind
really
of
think
catch
about
up.
it, when
Yeah.
was the last time that you heard a Mexican, a completely Mexican production exporting an action film that has martial arts or, you
That's true.
know,
Yeah.
so, I mean, the closest thing that we have had to that, I think, is Robert Rodriguez, and he's from the U.S. I mean, he's Latino from the
Right.
U.S., but he's not wasn't born over here and did
Right.
his thing over here.
Right.
But
Similar to this guy right here.
let's go. Mr. Art Camacho.
The
Man,
Camacho effect, son.
the Camacho effect.
That's right. That's
The
right. Hey,
Camacho experiment.
you're looking like me a little bit with the bald head. You know, and I used to have
Yeah.
my bald head at one point. But yeah, I had a blast interviewing Art back in the day on the
Oh
podcast
yeah,
that we had there.
Art is great. I mean,
Yeah.
he's a tough coordinator in the sense that he really pursues, in a way, perfection when he's doing his work,
Yeah.
which I really like that about him.
Hmm.
Uh, but he can be a little bit too militaristic sometimes for my taste. But
Yeah.
I respect him a lot because
Yeah.
I learned a lot from him.
Right.
Now in the sense of now getting like into uh, pushing forward to where I worked with him was with the movie called right now As Good as Dead with Michael J. White, which was a movie written by Michael J. White and directed by wonderful director Roger Ellis. And yeah, this was kind of our first big gig that we got as a team. Um,
Nice.
Mikey knew Art from another movie that he did with Scott Atkins. I forget the name. I think Seized. The movie's name
Mm.
Seized, I think.
Yeah.
And Mikey was one of the stuntsmen in that one, and Art brought him in, so they already knew each other. And then Mikey basically told him, "Hey, we kind of put together a team right now, so let's
Oh,
try and
cool.
bring them in." Yeah.
Yeah. How was
So
it
that's
working with Michael,
oh,
Mr. White?
he was great, man. I mean, he's an interesting character because he you can tell that he is super passionate about martial arts. I mean, that's his thing outside of being the action hero. Because I remember one day that we were just sitting in our like waiting room or stunt room, and he literally just popped in, said what's up, sat down next to us, and just started to view his phone right next to us. Like he just started to chill with us.
Yeah.
And then we started to kind of talking about like his influences of martial arts, the people that he admires, that how he likes to train and put techniques to the test with actual like pro fighters. And he showed us video with John Jones
Yeah.
and the Cowboys Zeroni and just and then he just goes once he gets like going with that, he starts to go into like this sensei mode. He
Yeah.
starts to
Yeah.
teach you techniques out of nowhere. And I remember that we were basically just talking about different techniques, and he showed us a couple of like techniques that work and how to kind of move your body so you
Mm.
don't telegraph a hit or a kick.
Yeah.
So he wanted to show us how to kick properly without telegraphing, but has enough power to kind of put someone down. So he said,
Nice.
"Who wants to volunteer to get kicked?" And
You were the first,
since
right? You just
yeah, I just literally just went like this because my when I studied martial arts with my sensei, whose name is Fernando Anibarro, he taught me ninjutsu, Muay Thai, and Jiu-Jitsu. He formed me in those three arts, and he always grabbed me and punished me in front of everyone, obviously. But he did it with a purpose. He said, "I need to do this to you so you know where it hurts,
right.
so that way you know where to hit." And I was like, okay, it makes sense. It's still
Yeah.
abusive, but it makes sense.
Yeah.
so, so without thinking, I just went, sure, I'll do it. And then I just grabbed a pad this thick, put it in my stomach, and he said, I'm not gonna do it an extension with the kick. I'm just gonna use my knee, but I'm gonna use the same movement with my hip. So he just fucking throws it, man. And I swear to God, I just felt my organs move, and I just fell like probably 2 meters flat on my ass on a sofa, and I was like, "Holy shit!" And it didn't hurt per se, but just
Yeah.
my body felt weird because like
Right.
I just literally felt if these are my organs, they went like this, like they
Wow.
split for a second, and I
Yeah.
was like, "Oh." And yeah, I mean, he's amazing. He was a real treat to work with, and
Nice.
I'm very very grateful for Art for giving us the opportunity and kind of trusting the team to kind of, because we're really unknown. We were like, that project was probably our third project that we did, or fourth, and it was our first like Hollywood project that we did that was filmed down here in Mexico. So
So
it was
how did you create the team? How did you guys get together?
yeah, that was also kind of funny because it kind of came out of necessity. Because my objective, or my main objective, is to be a filmmaker. Uh, but I've always liked action, and since I produced when I did the short film Confidential, and I showed the fight scenes, even though I didn't put it out there, but I showed the fight scenes to people, and they said, like, man, this looks very close to what they're doing in the U.S. right now. And I'm talking about this around 2011, so you could kind of have an idea what type of action was selling back then, right? Like
Yeah.
very shaky camera stuff, and like Taken, Born, and all of those movies, right? But since I did have a little bit of more conscious mind, I filmed it a little bit wider,
Yes,
so you could
thank God.
yeah, you
Thank
could
God.
see
You were
the
scaring
actual
me there
action.
for a second, and you scared me.
Yeah, no, the thing is that it had like, I did get the shaky cam, but
Right.
I stepped back more so you could see the action, and just
That's all we need. Yeah.
the shaky cam was just to add a little bit more effect to the
Sure.
frenetic of
Right.
the fight,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So I started to kind of show some producers that, and they really liked it, so they complimented the work. And in like 2019, me and a friend of mine started to go to a couple of monthly meetings that like the local film guild had, to network, just to do networking between creatives and producers and actors and whoever wanted to go. So we started to go frequently, a couple of months, and then we started to form like a team of creatives, producers that wanted to do work. Since we saw that like work wasn't coming in, then we decided, you know what, we need to start producing our own stuff. I mean,
Right.
we're creatives, we're producers, so it's kind of like a no-brainer, right?
Yeah.
And then uh, I became part of the creative team, and we started to write scripts to for pilots that we were gonna sell, or try and sell, to Netflix, Amazon, all of that good stuff. And everybody did like very, you could say, uh, within the wheelhouse of what's produced in Mexico, which is drama, comedy, a little bit of horror. Horror is still being produced in Mexico a lot.
All right.
So they all did those type of stories, and I went straight for a martial art action extravaganza of just the ass kicking and
Yeah.
fucking, just crazy situations, right? So
Yeah.
they liked it a lot, but they said, you know what? Uh, since yours is gonna be like, it's a little bit more complicated to produce, we're gonna film that pilot till the uh, I'm sorry, that's gonna be the last pilot that we're gonna produce, like film. And I was like, okay, that's fine. Then it gives me time to prep, because it's been a
Right.
while since I've actually done like an action scene, because my last attempt was 2011, and this is 2019, right? So it's been nearly 10 years. So I told him, I'm gonna need a stunt team. I'm gonna need, if we're gonna take a year to produce mine, I need to put together a stunt team and start to work on the choreos and the action, because if that's gonna be the big selling point of the series, the action needs to work. It
Got to
needs to
refine
look
it.
good. Yeah,
Yeah.
we have to
Okay.
tune it. So I started to look for stunt teams in Mexico, and for some reason, at least back then, I put stunt teams in Mexico, or dobles de riesgo de Mexico, or like any variation of anything related to stunts, and no website came up. The only thing that came up was a YouTube video of apparently the oldest stunt team in Mexico City, and it was a video that was 2 years old. So and they were doing like how do you call it, a fluff piece for a news station. You
Okay. It
know,
was like a stunt reel?
no, not a stunt reel, like
Oh,
a
okay.
news station doing
Oh, okay.
yeah, they're doing a
Okay.
story about it,
I got
about them.
oh, okay, gotcha.
And that was it.
That
That's
was
the
it.
only thing that I
Wow.
found that I
Yeah.
found, and I was like, "Damn, where am I? How am I gonna get people?" So I literally just put out a flyer in every Facebook page that had to do with martial arts, gymnastics, parkour, whatever. And once I did that, I four people came in, or five, I think four, and in that meeting, Mikey came along, another person named Benji, which you probably saw him in Blackout with he was in Blackout.
Yeah.
Yosef, which also was in Blackout, and a guy named Abe, which also was in Blackout. So all of them were in Blackout, and they came down, and I pitched them my idea because it was really a leap of faith that they had to do because nobody was doing this in the area. They didn't know me at all. So I was literally just not begging them, but I was really being emphatic on this is a work in progress. This is going to be a project that we're going to be developing. It's not going to be tomorrow we're going to get our first job. It's going to take time.
Right.
So I need I'm if you're going to be in this, I need to know that you will be in this and that we're going to like power through, right? So thankfully they did. And then the pandemic hit and that project went to shit. So
Like a lot of projects. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But ironically, during the pandemic, uh, we got really lucky. So our very first project was a project by a woman named Farah Evers. She's from Holland, but she was living down here in Ensenada, Mexico. And she was finishing a project that she has been filming for 5 years because she had a lot of production issues behind it, and she was about to film her the last two scenes of the movie, and they were action scenes. So she posted on a group that she needed a choreographer, and a friend of mine tagged me on that post, and I sent her a DM. Sent her the fights that I did for my first short film that never came out. She liked them, so we had the conversation. I went to Ensenada. We went to the location, and she was a little bit, hesitant because she had been, since, imagine being 5 years trying to film your movie. She
Yeah.
was burnt by several people, so she didn't really
Mhm.
trust me at first that much.
Right.
And I started to ask like very technical questions, like what camera are you going to use, what lenses are you going to be using, like very technical stuff
Mhm.
that I kind of need to know so I know how to kind of create the action. But she was very, like I said, like very hesitant. So she just told me, you know what? I just need you to do the choreo, and I'll be in charge of filming it. You don't have to worry about that. And I was like, all right, that's fine. But after like mapping out the action sequence, I told her, you know what? Let me do a previs for you, just so you
Okay.
have an idea of how the action could look.
Okay.
And she went like, you don't need to, but if you want to, go wild. And I'm like, perfect. So after 6 months of no communication, I call back Mikey, I call back Abe, and I call back Joseph, and I tell them, hey guys, I know it's been a while, but there's this opportunity for this project, and I want to do a previs for it. So are you guys down? So they said yes. We went to a park, and then we did our first previs as a team, and
All right.
I showed it to Farah, and she loved it. And after she saw it, she put me in charge of the camera as well on the day on the shoot, because she was also the main actress in the movie. So she said, "You know what? I need you to be there for that because I don't want to worry about how the action is going to look.
Right.
Now that I know that you know
Smart.
what you're doing,
Yeah, yeah,
you,
yeah. Very smart. Yeah.
you
Yeah.
you can kind of guide the DP into how you
Yeah.
need the
And then
angle,
you got
right?
the director's bug. That's right. You got the bug. It
Yeah,
started.
exactly. So well, that bug has always been there,
Right,
but
right,
yeah,
right, right.
I got a chance to kind of help her out. since she was very tight on budget, I
Mm.
put in a little bit of my money in, and I became an associate producer. So the movie, I think right now is doing some rounds in festivals, has won a couple of them. So I'm
All
very proud of
right.
that first work
Congrats.
as a
Yeah.
team, and it was really well. And then from there on, it kind of like, I don't know, snowballed a little bit, man, because after that, a local director wanted to do a movie about a boxer who turns into a vigilante. And I told him again, you know what? Let me try and help you out with the actions. And he said, no, 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 that's fine. I already got a boxing instructor who's going to do the action scenes for me. And I'm like, it's not the same. I
Yeah.
mean, you
Yeah.
can get an action, a professional fighter to coordinate your fights and all, but they don't know the visual language. They don't know
Hmm.
how that works
Right.
most of the time.
Right.
So I told them, you know what? Let me do a previous for you. If you like it, you hire me for that. If you don't like it, then that's
Yeah.
fine. And then he said, okay, okay, that's fine. Go and do your previous, like very, yeah, go and do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I put the team back together, and then that's when I started to work with a very small production company called VCV Films, which are the producers of my short film, the Angie short film. They're a young bunch of guys, but they're super talented, super professional. And from the moment that we started to work together, I saw that they had that it factor, they and the best part is that my friend and colleague now, Alfredo, is just a beast in being technical. He doesn't like to leave anything to chance. He studies his ass off to know what he needs to know in order for everything to look perfect, right? So he's my DP and my producer. So
Yeah.
I'm really grateful for him. So on these previses, we both wanted to kind of test ourselves. So you could say that those previses are the most cinematic ones that we've done, because we started to play around with camera angles, how to film action, how to make it seem grand, like
Right.
a big production, and that was kind of like the genesis of having this idea between my producer Alfredo and myself, of, if we're gonna do something together, no matter what it is, and no matter if we have $20 to shoot it, we need to make it look expensive. No matter what it takes, that needs to be our main priority. Because if you make it look expensive, then people will know they know what they're doing. You
Right.
know.
Right. Yeah. Smart. Yeah. Yeah.
So that's been our motto since, and yeah, we did that film. We did the previews for that. He saw the first previews. The director loved it. The movie is actually right now has been shown a couple of times right now. I think it's going to be doing a festival run. The name of the movie is called Entre las Cuerdas, which in English I think it means in between the ropes. Um, and then after that,
Awesome.
Bobby came along. Bobby
Yeah.
Samuels and Jeff. They came down to film Jugando con Fuego, directed by Nick Ortiz, um, and Orlando being the stunt coordinator, the main stunt coordinator. And Mikey was brought in because Samuels knew his Sifu, his master. So Mikey told me, hey, you know what? These guys are coming down here. They're going to do a film. Let's try and get some of the guys in there on the team, on the movie. And I said, for sure. And I got in there, and Joseph got in there. The rest, for scheduling difficulties, we couldn't get more in, but we were there. And in one training session, we were doing like choreo for the movie, and then I started to kind of talk with Orlando and just kind of get along well. And bless Orlando, because I just showed him a fight scene that I did nearly 10 years ago from the short film that never came out, and he and he liked the fight scene. He liked the vibe of it, and he
Yeah.
literally flat out right there just told me, "There's this section of the sequence that we want, and we haven't choreographed it. Would you like to design it?" And I was like, "Sure."
Yeah.
Like, fuck yeah, of course.
Hell
And
yeah. Yeah.
and that's where I kind of got my hands dirty in that one, and I'm very grateful to Orlando and the team, the
Hmm.
Samuels, Jeff, Hector Soria too, and that's where I also met Jose Manuel. So
Yeah.
we really like clicked in that regard. And the
Right.
fact that they didn't know me at all, because literally the day that we went to the training, it was the first day that I met them at all. So there was no previous conversations, nothing. And for Orlando to take that like leap of faith in me, and at that moment, it was like really surreal for me.
Yeah.
So I helped them design. I don't know if you saw the short film, but there's a fight scene
What, Uganda
where,
con Fuego?
yeah.
Oh, it's garbage. It was the worst short film I've ever seen. Of course I seen it. We did a podcast episode about it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Anyway, before we continue, I
Yes,
want to
sir.
rewind a little bit. Back to this.
Oh yeah.
And again, congratulations of being part of this project. But
Well, thank you.
I have to say it every time I talk. If somebody brings up this movie or talks about it, I have to say it. This is probably Michael Jai White's best movie in a while.
Yeah,
Yeah, this is like his
it
best
really is.
movie. I mean, he has a huge catalog of really
Yeah,
great films, but there's some other films, of course, like with every action legend out there. There's some projects that don't come out the way they wanted to,
could have
and
been
then
better. We just
right,
leave it at that. Could have been
yeah,
better.
yeah, it could have been better, right? But
Yeah.
this, when I saw this, it just reminded everybody, oh yeah, y'all must have forgot about how good and great Michael Jai White is and how badass he is in this movie. But yeah, I always have to tell people that this is like the best movie I think
Oh
he's
yeah,
done in a while.
and,
Yeah.
he wrote it, so
Hmm.
it really was like a passion project for him. So also he dedicated to his late brother, so he was really emotional about it too,
Right.
and and the fact that he got to do it and just have it be that fun, because I remember Art invited us to the premiere over there in LA, and Mikey and I just went straight to it, and I was out of the movie like, man, this was a fun movie. I mean, this was just a real kickback movies that I used to watch with my dad when we just went out and
Right.
rented videos,
Yeah. Yeah, for
and
sure.
and when you picked up like Cynthia Rock stuff, or even
Yeah.
even Jeff Speakman stuff,
Yeah.
like
The
like
perfect
and
weapon.
that
Yeah,
perfect
yeah.
weapon,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and it had that vibe,
Hmm.
and the better part is that they were very aware of it, because there's a whole scene, a whole conversation about talking about those movies
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
Michael J. White and Guillermo Ivan have on the car drive. They
Yeah.
just go literally for like 3 minutes talking about these movies. So they're it was very self-conscious, but that was what made it fun, like that they were aware of what they're doing, and that was
Right.
fun. And that was a fun project in general. It was stressful on the work side, but at the same
Right.
time, it was a fun project. Also, I
Yeah.
got to meet Michael J. White's stunt double, Jasper Joyner, who's just a lovely guy, man. He's just
Nice.
is also a beast, and hopefully
Oh yeah.
we get to see him more frequently now as an
Yeah.
independent. So
Hell yeah.
he,
Shout out
it's
to
a
Jasper. Let's go. Let's
Jasper. Let's
go. But
go.
look at all these legends in the shot here. I mean,
Oh
look at all
yeah,
these guys right here. But I gotta show a
Roxy,
clip.
go
Yeah,
for it.
we're gonna show some Roxy clips in a second here, but I
Let's
gotta
go.
show a clip. So right now, guys, Ugando con Fuego. You can watch it for free right now on YouTube. Just type it up. You can watch the whole thing. I was so spoiled with it that I wanted more, which is a theme we're gonna get to with
Yeah.
Shadowfish 3 and Blackout. Like, I wanted more because I was enjoying these short films so much. And another one, which we'll get to a little bit later. But
Hey,
here's a little taste of the badassity and badassery of
badassery.
Ugando con Fuego. Check it out.
Let's go. Let's
Yeah.
go.
That's all you get, baby. You got to see the whole movie. Y'all know what you need to do. You want to see more, you got to watch the whole film. It's free on YouTube. But yeah, dude, when I had the honor of interviewing Jose Manuel a while back, I showed him that clip and I was telling him the story that when I was watching the short film for the first time, when during that fight, I enjoyed all of the action in the movie, all the fights, even the main finale fight was great. But when it got to that fight, my wife was in the kitchen and I was watching it like right here. And I'm watching them, I was invested in the fight, and it was so good. And the awesome camera tricks that you did with the daggers and stuff like that, and the editing, like I never seen anything like that before.
Nice.
I just recently watched Shang-Chi because she's never seen it, and I wanted to show it to her. And there was a little bit of that in that movie, and I was kind of like, did they copy you guys? Like, with the Andy Lay fight from Martial Club.
No,
like there was a little bit of the drop grab, but I thought it was done better in Jugando con Fuego. But when I was watching this fight, I screamed, and she ran out of the kitchen over here. Was like, "What's wrong? What's wrong? What's wrong?" And I'm like, "Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just enjoying the movie." But I was like, "Oh shit!" But I screamed.
So
like
you're
that.
a screamer.
Hey, when I get really excited, it comes out. I can't hold it back. But yeah, so good, man. So good.
Yeah.
Well done, my friend.
And I don't think it's which came first. It's just that Samuels comes from that school, from the Hong Kong school.
Yeah.
And Andy Chang did Shang-Chi, so you could see that they come from the same kind of thought process. So those little details are just the Orlando and Samuels like adding, because for me that scene is complete Samuels, because it has a lot of kung fu beats, like very specific kung fu beats, even though it's like more modern, Equalizer style in general.
Right.
But in that fight specifically, you can see the Hong Kong beats. You could see the Hong Kong influence behind how they shot it. So that's why I love to work with Samuels. I mean, we've been doing it now for 3 years, probably going on 4. After Jugando con Fuego, he came back the following year, and we helped them produce Blackout, where I served as a producer and also as action designer with him. And we also made magic there. I mean, the fight scenes there are pretty dope. And then he came back the next year, and we did Shadow Fist 3. And it was also like, just working with him is great, because he likes to just flow with it.
Yeah.
He likes to find the movement in the moment. That's like very Hong Kong style, like in a way improvising without improvising, right? Because we do it on the day, but we really think about what's the logic of this movement. Why is he doing this? We need to add flair to this movement, and that's kind of his thought process. And that's where we kind of complement each other, because I think of how it's logical with the movements, and he thinks of how can we make it bigger and feel more cinematic,
Right.
So I just love
congrats
working with
on again, Shadow Fist 3 winning so many awards, and Blackout as well. Congratulations. And going back to Shang-Chi, when I had a chance to interview Martial Club at Comic-Con several years ago, I had to say it. I had to say it to Andy. I was like, the fight you had with Simu Liu, which is the fight I'm talking about with the drop of the knife. I was like, that's the best fight in the movie. Like, hands down. Like, that's my personal favorite fight of the film. So I still love the fight, but I was just like, man, I saw similarities, but I just liked the way you guys did it, because it was the 2-on-1 and they were throwing the dagger. I mean, I just liked it better. And
that was all Orlando and Samuels for sure.
Nice.
I literally just helped out in one tiny scene, that is the bathroom scene. That's the one that
the bathroom scene was brutal. That was so good. I was loving every minute of that. Yeah, and this man, I'm showing all these other people being badass and stuff, but let's see the man in action.
What?
3, 2, 1, acción. You won't know my name and the place I'm
Keep it real, keep it 500.
Yeah, he can move. He can move, baby.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. I would have thrown a punch back when it went out, if I did it. But he can move, man. Yeah. Shout out to the B Squad. You know how to show
Oh.
that little highlight there.
Oh, thank you, man.
But let's have some
Yeah.
fun. Let's show people that have never seen Blackout yet. Where can they watch Blackout right now?
You can go to R4 Films on YouTube, and you can find both Blackout and Shadowfist 3 right there.
There you
for
go.
free. You can watch them. Combined, it's gonna be like a 2.5 hour like slugfest that you're gonna enjoy.
Double
So
feature, baby. Double
Yeah, man.
feature. Let's go. But hey,
For sure.
here's a little teaser for you guys.
I'm an agent. Never mind for who. We're the good guys. This is the work.
We seem to be in an impasse. But you know I can't let you take him. Here's my whole mission.
Who are you people?
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah, man. Hey, that fight you had in the movie was so well done, man.
Oh, thank you, man.
Pulling out the axes, the hatchets, man. That was dope.
Yeah, Mike and I really put our heart into that one. We were really excited for you guys to watch it, and I just work well with Mikey. Mikey is just such a pro that
He's so good.
yeah, he just makes you look good without even trying. Like he's
I've been calling him Miguel the whole time. Does he rather be called Mikey?
yeah, that's kind of like his stage name, Mikey. He
All right,
likes
cool.
Mikey.
I'm gonna call him Mikey. Mikey, what's going on? It was cool seeing him again, at Comic-Con.
Yeah, man.
But I didn't get a chance to chat with him that much. So in the
Yeah.
future, we all gonna have to hang out again. Maybe the next time you guys are in LA or something, hit me up, man. I'll come down there and we'll hang out.
Awesome. Or next Comic-Con, maybe to show Angie too.
There you go. Yeah, yeah. That'll be awesome. That'll be amazing. But
Yeah.
speaking of, go ahead.
Yeah.
No, go ahead.
No, I just was saying that just Mikey. He's basically my partner in all of this. So I just like to work with him because he just makes it easy for me in the sense. I mean,
Yeah.
Usually the dynamic is I kind of come up with like this big skeleton or the big picture part of the choreo,
Yeah.
and he just comes in there and tunes it up. Just adds those little very poignant beats that we can like make that choreo just seem great, and also the rest of the team just does that as we progress and with choreos, and it's fun. I mean, it's just fun to work with him in that regard, and I like that he's kind of like my yin to my yang. He's like a super perfectionist, and I'm it's not that I don't want to be perfect, but for me it's more, if it works, then let's just go with it. It's
Right.
It's more of my producer mindset, like, okay, if it looks good enough, it's good enough, right?
Right.
But
Brandon enjoyed what he saw there, the Blackout trailer. He enjoyed it.
you can watch it after the interview. You could just
That's
go
it.
and watch it.
Yeah.
And
But go ahead.
and yeah. No, go
Yeah,
ahead.
Mikey's great, man. He's so good. And so let's keep it going here, and let's give everybody a little taste of some Shadowfist 3 action. Yeah, man.
Jesus, man.
Yeah, like one of the
Roxy
things, dude.
is just, she's crazy, man. She's
I
just crazy good.
so huge shout out to Roxy, and from I think moving forward, I think we need to have Roxy in everything, whatever project you make. I think
Yeah.
Roxy needs to be in every single project you make.
It is tough, and I would love to have her, but the thing is, she lives in a different state, so getting her up here sometimes is tough.
Make it happen.
But
Yeah,
but
she's so good.
but yeah, she sacrifices a lot for these projects. So and the recognition she gets is just like super well deserved. She's just super talented.
Yes, we do this
Yep.
to Roxy, and I'll get her on the podcast in the future. We'll have a fun little chit chat. But yeah, she's so good, and of course, the two masters, Bobby Samuels, Ron Hall. It was so fun to watch it. But I forgot to mention it at Comic-Con that one of my favorite things about the short film was the sound design, because it's such a throwback. With the ADR and just like the Shaw Brothers type of sound effects and stuff like that, but kind of modernized, so it still sounds really good. You know what I mean? Yeah, it was so good. Like, that's one of my favorite things, the old school sound effects. But now,
that's all Samuels and Jeff. They just go at it, and they do magic once they have the material ready. They just go at it and add their little flair also to the editing. I mean, all of that is edited by them. So yeah, they really know what they're doing.
Exactly. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. But now we have arrived. Angie's son.
Man.
What? Official selection? What? Congratulations, man. Congratulations.
Thank you, brother. Thank you so much.
Yeah. And so before I played the trailer for everybody watching, how did this project come about, my friend?
Oh man, it's a combination of happy coincidences and just thinking not outside the box, but just throwing crazy stuff at the wall and see what sticks, right? So basically what I wanted to do personally was I wanted to create like small sort of short films to feed our B Squad page. So I wanted to kind of do more overly or very well produced videos. Some like Brian Sloyer sometimes does, like really well produced, like high quality camera, good production, good wardrobe, everything, right? So I want to kind of emulate that formula, but I wanted to deviate a little bit and just add story to it, because I didn't want to just create a fight scene for the sake of a fight scene. I wanted to have a little bit of narrative meat to it.
Yeah.
So I started to talk to my producer, Alfredo Viramontes, and we literally were at midnight at a 7-Eleven just talking about what we want to do, what projects are coming up, what brainstorming ideas. And then I told them about these like small short films that I kind of wanted to do. And I told them about this one in particular, which the setup was an app delivery person was going to arrive to a house, and then while he's delivering the food, a woman tries to break out free from the house because she's being held captive. So that was the whole setup for just a fight scene that I just wanted to do, like a fight scene with several opponents and just one person, right? And at first, also, it was a man who was going to be the delivery person. So my producer, thankfully, heard the idea and said, "You know what? If we add a little bit more to this could actually be a pretty solid short film. We just need to add a little bit more context, a little bit more, acting beats, and just extend the drama beat a little bit more, so that way when we do the fight, it has like emotional weight to it."
Yeah.
So we started to literally just talk about how can we make it work. And since I don't know how much you know about like the Mexican situation in general, but in the last several years, like people disappearing, like locals disappearing, has been an issue. And it's heartbreaking just to see posters that of people that most likely are not going to be able to see their families anymore.
Yeah.
So, and one of the things that I wanted to do with this, if we're going to touch that subject, is that I wanted to be cathartic for us because the fiction that we produce doesn't really have a cathartic feel to them. It just kind of piles on to this perspective of we're basically fucked, you know. So what I wanted to do this is be a little bit like that. You could say Taken movie, right? Like
Hmm.
that self-fulfilling fantasy of someone took away my child and I'm gonna go after them and just fucking kill them
Yeah.
and get my child back. And this happens also in the US. I mean, that's a real thing that happens. And but you guys have, in a way, you have an outlet, which is fiction. You can see a movie
Hmm.
that kind of like at least emulates something that you felt and would have liked to do. But we don't have that. Like we don't produce that type of content. So with this movie, I wanted to produce that for us, you know, as a culture, as a people, because we need it. We need that cathartic feel sometimes when we go and see a movie. We don't just want to see movies that pile on to how shitty things are.
Right.
We sometimes want to see ourselves be the heroes,
Hmm.
be solve
Yeah.
the problems, you know.
Right.
So that after that conversation that I had with my producer, that became my kind of like my anchor point to do something that just gives us a little bit of a catharsis of this awful situation that we live as a culture.
Hmm.
So I wrote the script, and we did probably two drafts of it, and voila, Angie was born. And even we discussed the name. I mean, what name do we use that sounds powerful but also gentle and kind, you know? And Angie
Hmm.
just felt right. Not because of my name, because a lot of people think that I just put Angie because of Angel of my name, but it was in reality we were looking for a name that embodied strength, but
Yeah.
also tenderness in a way.
Right. Right.
And we also needed someone who matched that energy.
Yeah.
And we found well, we didn't found Renee, but Renee was already part of the team. But Renee came from studying acting in the college over here. So she had like the perfect blend of toughness and gentleness, you know, that
Yeah.
we needed for the character. And then that's where we decided, you know what, for this story to mean more, we need the protagonist to be a female, to be someone who represents the bigger percentage of victims who live this or have lived this situation somehow.
Right. Plus, the
So
danger is heightened
yeah,
now.
exactly.
Yeah.
So like speaking, it just made more sense to make it be a female. And Renee, the moment that she read the script, she just loved it and just was on board with it. And I'm really thankful for her because she makes or breaks the movie for me. It's
Right.
not even my directing, you know. It's like for me, she makes or breaks the movie because she sells a lot without
Hmm.
saying one word.
Yes. I was getting ready to say that. Yeah.
and
So good.
and
Yeah.
and that for me, that's amazing. Like for an actor to do that is part of why I watch movies, you know. I mean, literally, if you can transmit a whole train of thought with one look, that's a talented
Hmm.
actor, you know. For
Yeah.
me, in my case, the
Yeah.
way that I grade actors, right? So
Right. 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 Right.
so
No,
yeah.
no, no. That's well. It's well said. And how I do this for Roxy, I'm doing this for Angie. I mean Angie. Angie.
Renee,
I'm doing this for Renee, man. Yeah. Huge shout out to Renee. Yeah,
it's something
fantastic
about
job.
women with
Fantastic job.
names that start with an R that are
Yeah.
just badasses.
Right. 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 Now you got to make a movie where they're both in there. That's it.
Hey, we're
There
gonna
you
make
go. The
double
ultimate
R
movie.
instead of triple
Yeah.
R.
But here's a little tiny clip of Renee in action. Yeah,
Wasn't
smooth with it. Smooth with it. Right?
I wasn't expecting that one. You're surprising me today, Preston.
That's what I do. I do this all the time. I do this all the time. But yeah, it's always great seeing the B Squad doing their thing. But now, let's get to the trailer. Everybody watching, check out Angie. Yeah. Shout out to who put that trailer together. Was that you?
Yeah. Yeah.
It figures.
Hey, I
good
have
at
to
it,
know.
man.
Oh, thanks, brother. Thanks. Thank you so much. Yeah,
But
man.
yeah, let's take a look at it again, and we're gonna do a little trailer breakdown, and you can by all means give us some of the behind the scenes
Sure.
without obviously spoiling it, because we want you guys to watch it. When will people be able to watch this?
Like, to be available on YouTube, I'm still not sure because I want to do a heavy festival run with it.
Okay.
So most likely it's going to be next year, like worldwide. But I'm planning to do a small premiere down here in Tijuana on October. So if you're in the Tijuana area, feel free to come down.
So soon, at some point in the future, it'll
Yeah.
be available to watch on YouTube. Okay. But yeah, just so well directed, Angel. You did so good,
Oh,
man.
oh,
So
thank
good.
you, man.
And building the suspense is so important.
Yeah.
You know, and it's almost like, look at old Mikey there. Look at Mikey
Yeah.
doing this thing, son.
Mikey's great.
But yeah, Renee killed it. Mikey killed it. Everybody killed it. I mean, this is a tough subject. This is very hard.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't
Yeah.
even want to discuss something like this.
Yeah.
But again, like you said, there's 5,000 movies out there that kind of beat you over the head with the with the reality, and sometimes it's good to have a different perspective, where we follow the hero in this.
Yeah.
Case.
Now, if you want some of the fun facts,
Sure.
Everything that you see that is basically like the drama beats,
Okay.
were shot in 2 days. So
No.
just the drama beats. The drama
Wow.
beats. Yeah. So the drama beats were shot in 2 days, and we were this close to not shooting the first day because it was raining, and the rain for like literally 3 days straight was not stopping at all.
Wow.
So even to the last minute before we went to shoot, we were looking at the statistics in on our iPhones, and we were like, okay, it says here we have 8% of rain at the moment that we wanted to shoot. So we said, then let's go. We just fucking hauled ass to the location that we were going to shoot at.
Yeah.
And it worked for the best because we have this nice little glare coming off the ground because of being wet. So it really added to the production value in general. So it looks really good. But all of this that you see where there's no fighting involved, that was done in 2 days. The fighting also was done in 2 days. So the whole action scene.
That's pretty impressive, man.
It
Wow.
was a tall order. We were really really tired. We were really under the gun at some points.
Yeah.
Thankfully, we've rehearsed. We have had been rehearsing for probably a month
Okay.
before shooting. So,
Okay.
and that's why I really like working with my producer, because he's like a stickler for time frames. So
Right.
we actually finished once we yelled like martini shot and everything. We had 30 minutes to spare on the schedule that we had, meaning that we finished 30 minutes before we were supposed to finish. So
Oh, all right.
it
All right.
was a nice little thing to accomplish, I guess.
Nice. Look at her. Look at her already. She's like, let's go.
This is actually probably one of my favorite shots that we did. It just
Look,
we just
slamming the door. Like slamming
yeah.
the door, like, no,
You ain't
none of
getting
you,
out of here.
no, none of you getting out, son. And I love the pan in here. And
Oh yeah.
again, look at her. She's so good. But I really love the cinematography of this, man. Like the colors, and it's just so unique.
Yeah, that's all my DP, which is also my producer. So Alfredo is both my DP and producer. And yeah, props to him.
Was he the DP for Blackout?
Yeah, he was a DP for
I think I said the same thing for Blackout in
yeah.
terms of cinematography and stuff like that.
No, yeah, he's
Yeah.
just great. He's just a complete pro, and he knows how to land the ideas that I have in my head. So, but the good thing is that we communicate each other. There's no ego between us, you know.
Right.
So, because I've heard of DPs that sometimes like just don't want to do what the director wants. They want to do like their thing because it's their work, it's their calling card in a way.
Right.
But thankfully, with Alfredo, I don't have that issue. It's like he tries to actually project what I have in my mind, and he gives suggestions on how to make it better, but never oversteps on, you know what? No, I'm going to do it this way, you know.
Right.
So that's where we have that really good working relationship, and
Yeah.
he's going to be my DP till the day that I stop making movies, you know.
Copy that. Hey, if
he's
it works, stay together, man. You know,
Yeah.
you're getting the results you guys want. Stay together.
Exactly.
But look at this. Boom! Right to the chest. Using the bats, hitting the wall. We got some wall bumps here.
Yeah.
Let's go. Now I'm getting excited. I'm getting louder now. We get the throw. He's landing on the ground. See, this is why, you know, I watch this stuff. I get excited.
Getting
like
people wrecked.
Yeah, look at that. Grabbing the boom. And I enjoyed, you know, she took some bumps too. You know,
Yeah.
that I like that too, because it's brings a little bit of the realism there. You know, it wasn't like she just went in there, she was invincible. You know, plus it adds to the danger level.
Exactly.
The element of danger. Yeah, she gets hit too. He's like, let's go. He's got the knife. Boom. Look at the movement. Look at the timing.
Yeah.
This is so good. Look at that. I love that shot. We got to go back. We got to watch that shot again. Boom. Here it comes. Right there.
Yeah.
Like that great shot.
Yeah. We didn't have budget, but we really wanted to have a.
You would never know.
Thanks,
like, what did you say earlier? Make it look expensive.
Make it look expensive.
Yeah. If you had $20.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
I would never know this is low budget because it's so clean. It looks so good. Look at this.
We actually had probably $1,000 of budget. That was our whole budget for this film.
Wow. Impressive.
$100 for a lot of blood and a lot of tears and a lot of effort. That's
and a lot of heart, because there is emotional content to this short film. And here's the shot.
Without trying to give
making her decision. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Go ahead.
So without maybe giving you too much spoilers, because you already watched the movie.
I already watched it, guys. Haha. I'm better than you. I've already seen it. No, I'm just kidding. No, it's phenomenal. I enjoyed it, but go ahead.
No, but what is it that you liked about it, like in general?
The build-up.
Just the build-up?
The build-up, man. You know, because you know me, I'm here for the fights. I'm
here
for the action. But like I was saying earlier, the suspense build-up to, because you don't really know. You know, you can tell she's feeling the loss.
Yeah.
You know, and you don't really know what she's going to do. And anybody realistically in her position would just leave. you know,
Exactly.
like
Exactly.
I don't want to be a part of this. It's not my business, not my problem. And that suspense build up leading, because you don't really know, because I didn't really know how this was going to end without spoiling anything. So you don't exactly know what's going to happen when she steps through that door.
Oh,
You know what I mean? And
yeah.
then once
And I've
she steps
watched
through
it
the
1,000
door,
times, and I'm like, and I get chills every time I see it.
yeah, and yeah, phenomenal stuff, man.
Angie.
Excellent,
you.
man. That's right. Hey, ho, what? That short film scratched the action itch, baby.
Yeah, man.
And now it's going to get even more crazier now.
Is it?
So,
Oh my God.
so rewind all the way to the beginning, man. You were watching Indiana Jones. You were hearing my personal favorite punch sound effect of all time in Indiana Jones movies. The punch, right? That's the greatest punch sound effect in movie history. That's my favorite.
I agree.
And that's where your love for movies started. Then you started getting into filmmaking and all that, and you put the team together, and you started getting gigs because they saw the talent, and you were working with Michael Jai White or Camacho and all this other stuff, and it just kept building and building and building. And now, fast forward to today, did you ever see yourself working on a project with the legendary Cynthia Rothrock?
No. To be honest, no.
Wow.
It was crazy, man. I mean, it was those things. Like I said, it's just happy coincidences that that's why I just feel blessed, and not only that we get to play with legends, but that me and my team get to just have fun doing this, right? So the thing is that when I got this project, I was working on another project called Gringo Hunters that hasn't come out yet, but I was in the middle of that shoot, and then a local producer, the poster's already out. I didn't even know.
I got you.
Thank you, man. Thank you. So I was in the middle of filming that, and then a local producer heard that we were doing the action scenes for that movie, which was also another experience for me, because we were the director really liked hyper realistic action. He didn't like the whole kung fu, style or beats type of fighting. He really liked really raw, as realistic as possible. Right. So that was a challenge too, to kind of put onto film, because you do need to have a little bit of choreo in it. You can't be too sloppy, but that's where the difficult part comes. Is that it needs to be choreographed, but it needs to look a little sloppy, like a real fight.
Right.
So
which is hard to do.
Yeah, exactly. But during that shoot, I got a call from a local producer that they were bringing in a project from LA, and that they were going to be shooting, and it was a martial arts film. And I was like, well, okay, sure, I'm obviously I'm interested. I'm not gonna say the name, but they threw a name of an actress that was in it that I was also very excited to work with. And when I asked, because they told me that there were going to be two actresses, and they only gave me the name of the younger actress. They never gave me the name of the the other protagonist. And I was like, who is it going to be? And for my surprise, turns out to be Cynthia Rothrock. And I was like, what the? Like, I grew up watching her movies because my dad just rented those out a lot. Yeah. So I got to watch a lot of her movies growing up, and I was like, "Holy shit, it's her, man!" I mean, in my mind, I was like, "How does this Mexican dude that kind of comes from nowhere is going to be working with one of the martial arts legends in movies?" And I was like, "Bro, this is not this is not, something that happens commonly. It's not normal.
So what you're saying, this was what your reaction was.
Yeah, basically. Basically, which ironically, that dude kind of looks like me though.
I know.
So,
Shout out to Sexy Sumo. He was there at the Comic-Con. He was in the front row. Yeah. Shout out to my buddy there. But yeah.
So, but I have to give credit to the production team that came down with the project, with Tire Style Media, led by Shannon McIntosh and her team. I mean, she's produced for Quentin Tarantino, so that was also another layer of stress to my sanity.
Yeah. Right.
And I just gotta give them props because they literally took a shot on a complete unknown, maybe for them unproven stunt team in Mexico, and they took a shot. And also, I don't think it was a shot just out of the goodness of their hearts. I told them, let me do a previs for you of one of the fight scenes from the movie, and if you like what you see, hire us. If you don't, then don't worry, we're good, right?
Yeah.
So we did a previs for them. They saw it, they liked it, and they hired us. But still, for me, the gesture of just hiring someone that is doesn't have any real history yet of working with like big names or bigger movies is just amazing to me, that they have that that openness, to trust.
I wouldn't sell yourselves so short, because I wouldn't be surprised if there was a little buzz, a little words were spread.
Well,
I wouldn't be surprised if, like, hey,
locally,
that team, they're winning awards, man. All their short films are cleaning up with awards. You might want to
actually,
chat with.
Well, not really, because Shadow Fist and Blackout came out later that year that we finished filming, so they didn't even have a point of reference.
Okay. So what you're saying is it was destiny. That's what it was.
I guess, man. I don't know.
Your calling, you got your calling, son, and now you have arrived. B Squad, son, has arrived. Let's go. Doing fire choreography for Cynthia Rothrock Project. And speaking of Cynthia Rothrock Projects, don't forget, guys that are watching right now, Black Creek, our martial arts action western. Don't forget, believe the full trailer will be coming out in September, but you can check out the teaser right now.
And
that's gonna be dope. So don't forget about that.
And actually, she haven't even started filming Black Creek when we did Lady Scorpions. So it was it was way before her filming that.
Right.
It was before me filming Shadow Fist. We didn't have even shot Shadow Fist yet. Didn't even shot Angie yet either. We shot Angie later that year. I think by the end of the year. So here's the timeline. so
break
Lady
it down.
Scorpions, it was last year that we started to produce it. We started to work on it, and we started in around April, I think. We went from April to May. That's where we did the project for Lady Scorpions, which we were working under the wonderful direction of Bruce Del Castillo. I think it's his first full feature length.
Oh, really? Okay. All right.
Yeah, and he has also worked with Quentin for
Hateful Eight, I believe, right?
For a while.
Yeah.
Not the director. The producers, I think they've worked with.
Oh, okay.
With Quentin since Hateful Eight.
Okay.
But Bruce was, I think, key grip in several of Quentin's movies already. So he already had that kind of style that comes from Quentin, like that sort of surreal, over the top type of style. So that's and he was wonderful to work with, because he had pretty clear idea of what he wanted to do. He pushed the limit on where he could to make it, a little bit more hyper realistic, but also he kept a very nice balance on how to shoot this movie, to keep it both sort of high octane, but also kind of like as realistic. So it's a nice blend.
Copy that. All right.
Yeah, and
Well,
Bruce, like I said, was wonderful to work with. Then
shout
I
out to
get
Bruce.
Bruce del
Yeah.
Castillo, and then I get to meet Cynthia, who I was like, I honestly I was afraid to hurt her in any way because if I was the last guy who did something to her during the choreo, I was gonna be like, you know,
Oh, it's over. That's it.
it's over. It's over. Yeah, it's over. I'm done. I'm done. So I was
But
so
Cynthia's such a badass. You know, she'll be like, "That's it? Is that how hard you're gonna kick me? Come on.
Oh yeah, and she kicks hard. Like some of my guys after a choreo with her, then were like, "Oh god." And then I got to work with another talented actress, talented stunt woman, Caitlin Deschelle. She's just
shout out
amazing.
to her too.
I mean, she did Wonder Woman. She did Echo series with the Marvel Echo series. I mean, she's just amazing, and her kicks are just brutal, man. She's great to work with, and also I was able to bring in Jose Manuel for this one. I put him down. I put his name down for one of the villain roles, and he's gonna surprise you. Like as an actor, he's really good. He when I saw his audition tape, I was like, holy shit, this guy.
Who's this guy?
Yeah, this guy. Like I really got chills watching him because he literally looked like a complete psychopath. And
let's go, Jose. Let's go.
And he wasn't even doing something too big, you know. Like actors tend to sometimes go big,
like
on
subtle.
Yeah, but he was very subtle about it. But you can feel that underline of creepiness, you know. So.
Nice.
So you're gonna see a whole nother side to Jose Manuel in this one.
Let's go.
And I got to work also with David Rice. He was also an up and coming actor. I don't know if this is one of his bigger breaks, but he's really talented, really good at what he does. Really fun to hang out with. Got to meet the legend Jeff Fahy as well. Man. He's amazing.
You know, I haven't seen Jeff suck in anything. Every project, and he's a sweetheart too. I messaged him. We went back and forth on Instagram.
He is a complete sweetheart.
I'd love to have him on the show in the future, but he's so busy. But
he has
I get
the face of an evil mastermind. But
like everything I've seen him in, he's always good. Always.
Yeah,
he's
great.
Yeah.
He's great.
But before we keep going, Lady Scorpions, I don't want to miss this here. Brandon, this is for Angie, by the way. He's already given it 10 out of 10, son.
Thanks, Brandon. Thanks, bro.
Yeah. Did he have any action, or he was just there to be the main villain of the piece? Is he the main villain? I'm assuming.
I don't want to spoil anything.
Okay.
I don't want to breach anything. So,
yeah.
But if you watch the trailer, you could pretty much assume a lot. So
yeah. It sucks that these trailers came out recently, because if they would have came out earlier, we could have showed these at Comic-Con.
Yeah.
You know, but
it actually came out like probably two or 3 days after the Comic-Con, or like a week after Comic-Con.
Yeah, a week after, probably. Yeah.
Yeah.
But let's have some fun here. Everybody watching, prepare yourselves for Lady Scorpions. Let's go.
I'm ready to retire, Elena. And I hope in peace, without interruption from you.
A lifetime of drug trafficking and murder doesn't make retirement that easy.
Maybe you should consider your loved ones.
Who are you?
I'm someone your mother knows too much about. And I'm here to make sure that she stays in her lane.
You clearly don't know my mother.
Guess we'll find out.
Mom!
That hurt!
What's the plan? We slip in as quiet as possible, grab her, and go.
Find them and bring them to me.
Hello, ladies.
She's never gonna stop.
Where's Ariel?
What's next?
Let's go.
Okay. This is not an act. This is not an act. Okay. You're not going to believe this. Everyone's been posting this trailer everywhere in clips, Instagram, Facebook, everywhere. You're not going to believe this. This is the first time I've actually seen the trailer for the movie right now. And all I have to say is, holy shit. Holy shit, dude.
Yeah,
it's one of those I'd come across on an Instagram. Everyone's posting it, and I just like it immediately because, I know it's going to be good at some point. Like, I'm just like, but I just keep scrolling, and now it's the first time live. You guys are witnessing this live. First time I'm actually seeing the trailer. Dude, we got to watch it again, son.
Let's
And
go.
again, just like Angie, give us some behind the scenes, of course, without spoiling anything. But I'm completely blown away by this. And I mean, oh my goodness. There you go. Punchy trailer. Great stuff, Angel. There you go. We got Eric here enjoying it. But
what I like about the
dude,
trailer is how often Mikey gets his ass kicked in this trailer. Like, you can see literally like 5 times him being dropped with a kick, with a fucking hit to the face.
I mean, I seen the trailer for Kung Fu Games, the other Tiger Style Media trailers. Those all look great too, phenomenal. I'm going to be talking to Mark Strange soon at some point, getting him back on here on the channel. Mike's always a regular here on the podcast. He's another legend. So I've seen everyone else's except this one, and I was going to get to it eventually. So this is like perfect timing. It's magic here. It's magic here on the channel, the Movie Dojo podcast. Son. Like, wow, like this is so good. I gotta send a message to Cynthia later after this. Like, this is like so good. But yeah, let's have some fun here. Let's watch it again. Do a little quick trailer breakdown.
Yes, sir.
And let's go. Again, I was excited because of who was involved. You, Cynthia, everyone else. But actually seeing it in action, this is phenomenal, man. And what were you saying earlier? You were saying earlier is when we were talking about the Michael Jai White project, how it had that throwback VHS off the shelf, blockbuster video, martial arts movies vibe to kind of throwback the 90s, those type of movies. And all of those Tiger Style Media movies they got coming out, especially Kung Fu Games, they're all little homages to that era.
Yeah, for sure.
As well as and you could see it, bright as day here for Lady Scorpion. So yeah, let's have some fun here. Let's check it out again. But yeah, so good. So good. And Cynthia still moves just as good as she's always moved. Like, she hasn't lost a beat, man. And just
beast, man.
Yeah, it's phenomenal. Look at him. Look at him.
Yeah.
After what you told me earlier, man, I'm excited to see Jose in action.
Oh,
I'm excited to see him act.
He does great work in this one.
Yeah. And look at Jeff. Jeff's like, this is Tuesday. Jeff's like, this is Tuesday for me.
This is Fly Tuesday.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. But yeah, it looks great. Shout out to Bruce directing this for sure. I can't wait to see my boy. Look at now. He's a villain already because he's got the sweatsuit. I mean,
yeah, he has the douchebag outfit.
Oh man.
Mikey gets his ass whooped.
Look at that! Good. Right up against the wall, front kick, right up against the wall. Jose already taking bumps. Got the brother throwing down there.
Yeah.
So you done messed up. You done messed up. I don't know. Has this ever been done before? I mean,
what particularly?
Just the granddaughter. The granddaughter getting kidnapped, and then the mother and the grandmother coming together to kick all kinds of ass. Like, I don't know.
I don't think so.
I don't think this has ever been done. Look, she's so good. Look at her go.
Yeah, Mikey getting wrecked there as well.
Mikey, let's go back.
I just love.
There he is. Look at old Mikey.
I just always tease him that I love how he dies on camera. Like he has a particular way of dying.
Oh, I'm excited.
Good on camera.
I'm excited. Look at this dude. Look at this dude. Jeff is the man. But yeah, we're going in tactical style. We got our henchmen. It's going to be a big body count. I mean, look. We got people who got weapons. They're all look at those.
Yeah, her name is Mami Ito. She's a beast. She's great. She's a
Mami Ito.
Yeah, Mami Ito, and she's just a fucking beast, man. I mean, she's vicious in this one.
Nice.
And on the other side, we got Noah Powell. He's actually a local from San Diego. So he's, I was able to kind of bring him into the project too.
Yeah.
And he's great. He just has this like aggressive physicality when he fights. So I really like him a lot.
Nice. And yeah, shout out to him. And shout out to Cynthia breaking this guy's neck.
Yeah, you know who that is? I mean,
breaking the neck?
Yeah, I don't know if it's a spoiler, and I don't want to spoil it. I mean,
is that Herb Dean? Is that UFC referee Herb Dean?
Yes. That's him.
OGP, are you still watching this right now? OGP is a big UFC fan. He was in the chat for a second here. Oh, what? Oh my god!
I'm glad you noticed it because then I didn't have to say anything. So
yeah. Oh, this is great. I mean, how much more do you guys need that are watching right now to see to be sold than Cynthia Rothrock breaking the neck of UFC referee GOAT Herb Dean? Oh, this is amazing. This is amazing. Yeah. There she goes. Yeah, I can't, you got me excited to see her in action. Let's do it.
Yeah.
And we got the brother here. That's right. Now, see, now you're just spoiling me now. Now we have katana sword fight. I mean, come on.
Yeah, we did a lot of pretty cool stuff with that.
Ooh, Jose took one right there.
Yep.
This is great. Wait, hold on a second. Hold on. Again, I know we can't spoil anything, but okay. For a second, I thought the granddaughter was getting tortured. I was like, "Wow, these villains are really evil."
They're going hard.
Oh, look at the kick! Look at this! Look at this! Right, boom! Oh, so good. Yeah, Jose, that's right. And we got the staff versus the sword. I mean, this is. I mean, okay. I'm losing it again, dude. Like this is like. I'm a kid in a candy store right now. This is phenomenal.
Man, I mean, Tiger Media is really doing something right now with literally 4 action-packed movies just coming out. It's just amazing. Mikey getting his ass kicked again. I mean, I just love it.
I think Mikey's loving it. Oh no, I get shot in the leg too. Oh man, let's go. Oh, this is fun. Look at that throwback title font too. Look at that. Let's fucking go. I can curse because it's my goddamn channel. Let's go. Yeah. Yeah. Woo. That scratched the itch. That trailer scratched the itch too, man. Ooh, I'm excited. I'm pumped. All of a sudden, I'm energetic now. Angel's like, now you're energetic?
Now
you're always energetic. But yeah, phenomenal, man. Congratulations, bro. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you so much.
So proud of you, your team. You know, Bruce, I mean, everyone is involved with this. I'm so proud. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's time. It's time.
Yeah.
We get more of these kind of movies. You know, it's time. You know, all the modern stuff's great and we can enjoy that too. But there's something special about the 80s and the early 90s, you know, and bringing that back, homaging it, but then modernizing it as well. Yeah. Taking the tricks of the old school and the tricks of the new school, blending it in a way where both generations can enjoy it. That's what it's all about. Yeah. And we need more stuff like that, man.
Yeah, and that's something that I actually even said to Cynthia when I talked to her about Angie that if you look at Angie's wardrobe, it's her look. It's the short hair, bomber jacket, badass jeans, kicking ass. So it's just it's also kind of an homage to her in like the archetype of how she dresses. So
Yeah.
yeah, man, there's something special about the 80s in general that just are came up with a lot of like goofy, crazy ideas. Like everything was on the table, and some worked, some didn't. But
Yeah.
the Lord, I mean, I remember, I forget the name of the movie. You might remember it, but I remember watching an Exorcist ninja movie.
Oh, Ninja 3: The Domination. Yeah.
Yeah.
Me and Jude Poyer. Do you know who Jude Poyer is?
No.
Yeah, he's a fight choreographer. He did the movie Mayhem, which was
Okay.
Farang, that came out last year, which is a movie I think you'll dig, man. Martial arts is brutal in that one. But yeah, it's called Mayhem. You can watch it now. But yeah, I had him on the channel. We were talking, and he used to be a Hong Kong stuntman. Now he's doing his own thing now. But we were just gushing over the cheesy fun movies of the 80s, and we were talking about Ninja 3: The Domination, man. You're taking the girl from Breaking. That's right.
Yeah.
And then that's it. Possessed evil ninja takes over her body. So what do you got to do?
Why not?
You got to bring in Sho Kosugi to take the demon out. You got to bring it. Let's go.
I mean, yeah. For instance, for me, because I was obviously my dad is the one who always bought the movie, so I was raised in a very Americanized action way, you could say.
So was I. Yeah.
And I basically every Chuck Norris movie, like Delta Force,
Invasion USA.
Yeah, Mission. What was it? Missing
in Action.
Missing in Action. Lone Wolf McQuade. I mean, all good stuff.
Eye for an Eye. Forced Vengeance is dope. When was the last time you watched Forced Vengeance, bro?
I don't think I watched that one. I have to watch it.
Forced Vengeance had that iconic opening where they're fighting next to the neon sign, and you see the silhouette of Chuck Norris versus the villain on the staircase fighting during this is the opening credits. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's on Blu-ray now. Finally, after all these years, I'll send it to you.
Like that image for me comes from Highlander, the first one. Like
these guys that happened.
Like,
yeah. I mean, that happened. Another great movie.
Yeah, I grew up with Highlander. I grew up with.
There we go. Entertainment headquarters. Shout out to Kevin from the UK. Lady Scorpions is on fire. He's enjoying it. Yeah. Well, thank you, Michael. Appreciate you watching, man. Thank you so much for watching. But dude, yeah, that was one of my questions I forgot to ask you earlier. Like, what kind of movies did you grow up with? What's some of your favorite martial arts and action movies?
My dad was a very basic guy, man. He liked comedies, romantic comedies, action movies, action thrillers, and crime thrillers. That was basically the whole thing that I watched when I was growing up, and obviously like kid stuff, right? Like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, He-Man.
The first live action movie is still the best.
It's still the best. It is.
I'll fight you all day. The first movie is still the best movie.
Yeah,
but I did enjoy it. I was very surprised with Mutant Mayhem. It's animated.
I haven't watched it. I started.
I was
to watch
surprised.
It,
I thought Mutant Mayhem was going to suck. It's actually.
I've
really
actually the series that came out, the Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
How
I
is
actually
that?
enjoyed that one. I enjoyed it. I mean, it's a more modern take.
But it's good.
I like that they gave like a better excuse of why they have like different dimensions because like different sizes because they're different race of turtles. Like different, so they justify their like Raph being more like a hulking turtle and stuff like that. Yeah, and the animation style went really anime with it. So you got a lot of pretty decent fights.
Yeah.
I think they just went a little bit overboard with the comedy because they even made Leonardo more of a comedy guy. Yeah. It kind of has like I don't know if you ever watch Friends, but he has kind of like a Chandler vibe to him. Like he jokes a lot more. He's more sarcastic. He's not like the Sand Turtle, you know, the one that follows the leader, you know.
Yeah, Kevin knows what's up. First movie is still the best live action movie. Still to this day.
But that's the thing. What I love about the first movie is that they took the material seriously in a way. I
Yeah.
mean,
Oh, yeah.
they took this ridiculous premise
Right.
about turtles being ninjas,
Yeah.
and they went with it hard and took it seriously.
Yeah.
And I think they haven't done that again with them. That's why I think that there's a crave for like a, for instance, right now I think that they want to produce the Last Ronin into a live action movie.
I just don't see them doing it. I would
Uh,
love to see it, but
well,
I just don't see them giving in and making it dark and violent and having that subject matter. I
well,
just
who
don't.
knows, man? I mean, right now Deadpool is like $1 billion franchise,
It's
so
true.
they they,
It's
they
true.
they could see probably the potential of going that route.
Yeah.
But it all
I'm all
depends on
for it.
how they want to handle the branding because
Right.
if they want to focus towards children, then yeah, they can't go that dark. But if you want to appeal to the TMNT fans from the '80s up until
Right.
now,
Right.
then if you go darker, I think it's better for the market. And with Deadpool, it has proven that if you do it right,
Yeah.
there is a market potentially for $1 billion film that you're going to put out there.
Right.
So
And I think, I mean, obviously, there's probably not going to really have any cursing in it if they do it. It's more going to be violence based.
yeah,
I think for the most part, they might be okay. I think parents might be okay taking their kids to see Ninja Turtles like stabbing somebody. I don't know.
Mm,
I think they'll be all right.
yeah.
It's like sex and cursing. That's bad. But
I mean,
violence, they're okay.
we grew up with '80s. We grew up watching RoboCop, and we turned out okay, right?
We had toys. They made toys for R-rated movies when we grew up.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
Terminator. I
Um,
remember the Terminator 2 action figures. I
yeah.
remember
Yeah. RoboCop. There was a RoboCop
RoboCop.
cartoon.
The
Rambo
RoboCop
cartoon.
cartoon.
There was a Rambo cartoon.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Chuck Norris
Uh,
cartoon, also like Ninja Commandos, or what was the name of it?
Karate. Chuck
Karate
Norris's
Command.
Karate Commandos,
That one.
starring
Yeah.
Chuck Norris with Chuck Norris in Chuck Norris's Karate Commandos.
The movie.
The movie.
Yeah, man.
Did you know why that show was canceled?
Uh, I think because it was more towards the late '80s, right?
It was canceled. It was doing well, and then it
Uh-huh.
was canceled because not the MPAA. I forgot who it was, but I don't know the studio. But they were complaining because Chuck Norris would play himself. So they showed it before the cartoon and after the cartoon. He would open and book in as Chuck Norris,
Mm,
giving good advice and drink your milk, take your vitamins, and train
got it.
hard, right? And they thought that kids were so dumb that they would think that what's happening is real because Chuck Norris was presenting himself as a real person from the beginning to the end.
Okay,
So they thought it was really stupid. So that's
it's
the only
dumb.
reason why the
Yeah,
show
that
was
sounds
canceled.
dumb.
It was really dumb.
That's weird.
It was really
I mean,
dumb.
why not just take out those bookends at the end of the day? I mean,
There you go.
I mean, even for instance, for me, I grew up with the Jackie Chan Adventures cartoon.
Oh, okay.
That's my generation, you could
Right.
say.
Yeah.
Because I
Rubbing
may
it
look
in. He's rubbing it in how much older
I
I
may
am.
look
That's all right.
older, but I'm relatively young, I
Yeah.
guess. But yeah, and Jackie Chan opened up with him live action, like, and he booked in the show, and it lasted
Right.
for like 4 or 5 seasons.
Kevin says here that the live action R-rated Ninja Turtles movies in the works from producer Walter Hamada.
Yeah,
Well, fingers crossed. I hope it happens.
yeah, like I said, I've heard that they're trying to produce the Last Ronin as a feature
I
length.
hope it happens. I
That would be dope.
can't. It's hard to get excited until it actually
Yeah.
gets double confirmed. It's greenlit. They're filming it. Then or whatever they're doing.
I would like to have bring ninjas back in general. I mean, for instance, I haven't watched House of the Ninjas. I heard that
Me
it was a pretty
either.
solid
Yeah.
show.
Rick was off and on with it. He said there was things in there he liked, and there's things in there he was just like, eh. So
I heard that
I want to watch.
Shogun was a lot better.
Well, yeah, everybody loves Shogun, but in
Yeah.
terms of like just straight up ninja content, I heard mixed things about House of Ninjas, but we should watch it and review it or something. That'd be
Yeah, that
fun.
would be nice.
That would
Yeah,
be-
because I remember, I mean, the ninja craze was just like all over the place when I was growing up. So,
Yeah,
and it was pretty much due to, I think, TMNT, obviously that whole ninja craze in the 80s. I
American
mean,
Ninja. Yeah,
bro, American Ninja is my jam. The first
dude,
one is just I love that
1
movie.
and
I mean,
2 are the
Michael
best.
Dudikoff is.
Yeah, yeah. Steve James is great. Yeah,
Yeah, and I always thought like once I grew up, I thought, I mean, if they just replace the American Ninja and put G.I. Joe Snake Eyes Origins, like that movie is the perfect origin story for Snake Eyes. Like it is.
it is. But you're just giving me bad memories of the Snake Eyes movie that came out a
I
couple
know, and
years
I'm
ago.
sorry, and I know that exists, and I did watch it, and yes, it's not a good movie, but if they could have just adapted the American Ninja
Yeah,
story into the
that
G.I. Joe
yeah,
verse. It
modernize
just,
it.
yeah,
Yeah, and people have said that. I've said it. I'm sure you've said it at some point. Stop, Hollywood, stop constantly trying to remake or reboot or requel the classic movies when there's so many movies out there that aren't as popular as other ones that
yeah,
you can remake those and tweak those and
yeah,
make them even better. Do more of that.
yeah.
They should do more of that. But I
Like
would have to
lesser known
say,
franchises.
yeah, in terms of ninja exploitation, um,
Yeah,
not realistically grounded like the Shinobi no Mono movies, but I'm talking about ninja
more like Ninja
exploitation.
Assassin, just more like that vein.
Yeah,
That vein.
Ninja Assassin, and I would say probably the best one that's really
Ninja with Scott
underrated.
Adkins.
Yeah, Ninja 2, Shadow of a Tear. That's the one.
Hmm.
Have you seen the
I
sequel?
actually like the first one better. With
Really?
with
Wow.
Scott Adkins, the first one I
Yeah.
liked a lot better.
Wow. There you go. There's a better Snake Eyes origin movie for you in that one
That too.
too. I
That
like
too,
both.
man.
I like both,
Yeah.
but I thought the action was more amped in because you get Ken Kasugi bonus in that one
Oh,
in the
nice.
sequel. But yeah, man, I could talk to you about martial arts movies all
Yeah,
day.
we
But this
could
is your second home, son. You know that. Gotta get you back on here. Maybe we'll do some movie reviews or we'll talk about some future projects for sure.
Yeah, man, I mean, if
Uh,
you literally want to
yeah.
have me just one day, you know what, Angel, let's review these movies. I'll watch them and we'll just come and talk about
Yeah.
them.
Oh yeah. I'll hit you up
I
for
said,
sure.
I have YouTuber experience. I did my own like review channel for a while,
Yeah,
so I could talk for hours about a movie that we just watched. So
maybe and don't forget everybody watching, you got your own podcast as well.
oh
How's this?
shit, you're bringing that up.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. So shout out to you getting a podcast of your own as well. The Brofin Show.
The
Yeah.
Bropian Show.
Bropian. There we go.
Bropian.
There you go.
Uh,
Have I been saying your last name wrong this whole time?
No.
Okay.
My name is Brophy.
Okay.
But we kind of combined the names of my other half on that podcast.
Oh,
Because
okay.
so it's my other half's name is Sapien. So it's Bro.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right,
So
cool.
the Bropian Show.
How's this going on right now?
Right now we're kind of a little bit of a hiatus. Actually, it's really funny that you brought this up because we had a conversation today of kind of how we're going to be moving forward with that. It's all in Spanish, so it's general culture with a lot of comedy infused in it, and with a lot
Nice.
of stupid ideas that we just say off the cuff. So, so
There you go.
it's a fun show. So if you Spanish speaking person, you can go to the Bropian Show.
Sexy Sumo, you know where to
podcast.
go. You know where to go.
Yeah. And we actually we're doing a kind of resurgence or comeback because we actually did a total of 150 episodes of
All
this
right.
show.
Nice.
But it's all audio, so we're coming back with video. So now it's video
Nice.
cast. So
Cool.
yeah, we have a little bit of history with that one. So yeah, it's fun.
Hell yeah. Gonna make it to that 200. Have a 200th special.
Let's go.
Yeah, for sure. But speaking of 90s throwback movies,
Yes, sir.
when can we talk about this project right here?
Ooh.
Not yet.
And I think I think I can talk about it, but I haven't watched it yet because
It's out?
actually uh they did a premiere, but it's gonna come out soon. I heard that it's
Okay.
gonna come out soon. I think in Amazon, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. Well, we can
But
wait if you want.
they did a premiere on it. Jalal Murray was the director.
Right. Yeah.
He's been working. He worked with Cynthia
Mhm.
also in the '90s for a
Tiger
while.
Claws. Tiger Claws.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was a fun project to be in. Also, in that project, Art Camacho brought me in, and I was
Yeah.
only supposed to be a goon. I was only gonna get my ass kicked, and that was it.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Jalal saw something in me that he liked, and he invited me back again for another day of shooting. He
Nice.
gave me a nice little role where
Okay.
I got to act opposite Al Sapienza. So that was pretty fun. And once it's out, I guess we can go more
Yeah.
into the
You
movie.
can revisit it and come,
But yeah,
talk about
for
it,
sure.
go into depth and show more of a trailer. But yeah, I mean, speaking of Tiger Claws, Bolo was in that. Now you got
Yeah,
Bolo's son David here.
yeah. And
Yeah.
me and Mikey get our ass kicked by him, so it's fun. It was fun.
Yeah, as you should.
As I should, yeah, for
Because
sure. We actually, I think,
he's a
have
great
some
martial artist.
pictures on my Instagram where we're with him after the shoot. So
Oh,
it
I'm gonna
was
check
fun.
them out. Yeah, check it out for sure, man. But yeah, man, this was a blast. We'll definitely revisit this once this comes out to the public, and we'll have some fun.
Yeah,
Maybe we'll
man.
get some Billy Blanks and everybody on the show as well. That'd be a great time. But yo, hey, congratulations on
Thank you
Angie,
so much,
son,
man.
and going around and promoting it
Yeah.
and being interviewed
Look at
everywhere.
my
And
tired ass face right there. I'm like, that's like I haven't slept for probably 2 days in that that fucking picture. But yeah,
hey,
I look just tired, man.
hey, they wanted to speak to the man and help make the
Exactly.
magic happen.
Exactly.
So, but yeah, big shout out to B Squad, son. Renee. Shout out to Roxy, Mikey, everybody involved with all of your projects, and hope to see
Thank
more,
you, brother.
man. I can't wait. Oh, let me Rick Myers correct myself here. I'm looking forward to what you do next, my friend. You like that? I had to put up the kung fu hands as I
Yeah.
said that for Rick. But yeah, man, looking forward to seeing what you do next.
Oh,
Everyone's
thank you, man.
clapping,
Thank
watching
you
right
so much.
now. Kevin says congratulations and wishing you more success. And
Thank you,
yeah, man,
guys.
I kept telling you this is second home. He's gonna come back. We're gonna be talking movies, martial arts. We're gonna review it all really
Let's
quick.
do
We
it.
didn't really talk about horror. Are you a fan of horror?
Yes, I am.
Because you know what I
Yeah.
want. You know what I want to see. I want to see a horror movie with your type of action.
Oh, shit. Okay. Yeah.
That's what I
We're,
want to see.
uh,
Try to
I,
make that happen in the future with your
I
team
will.
and that
I
kind of
promise.
action, bro. Whether you're killing vampires, I don't know what it is, but I want to see.
I've been for a while wanting to do a vampire movie for sure,
There it
like
is
something like that. Or I'm actually okay. This is
with a Ron Hall cameo.
that would be dope.
Really quick, Ron Hall vampire assassin cameo, and that's it.
That would be
You'll be like,
dope.
your character's gonna be like, I know a guy. Ron
Hey,
Hall comes
hey,
in.
hey, Angel.
Heard you guys are killing vampires. That's my thing. But yeah, go ahead.
But actually, this could be my next project.
Ooh,
So it's
exclusive.
your exclusive right here.
All
It's
right,
called Odyssey Z, and it's a zombie movie.
let's
So
go.
we already wrote it. It's already basically in the can in regards on paper. I just need the budget for it, which
Okay.
is going to be more expensive than Angie, a lot more expensive. But yeah, that's a project that actually was I wrote it before Angie,
Oh, okay.
um, and but just don't have the budget to produce it yet. So
Okay.
we went to we did Angie first because it was in a way cheaper to produce.
Gotcha.
But since I'm going for this post-apocalyptic look, I need to invest in the wardrobe for the protagonist. I need to invest
Yeah.
on the zombie makeup. So we're gonna do a lot of more funky stunts that I want to do on that one. So
Yes.
it's speaking of horror, yeah, that's the one that I kind of want to make next.
Yes. I'm excited already. Let's do it. Yeah,
Let's
man.
go.
All right. Before we wrap it up for today, again,
sir.
this was a blast, my brother. But before we wrap it up, anything you'd like to
Likewise, man.
say to your fans and your followers?
Now, thank you so much for just hanging out with us. Thank you for the support. I mean, I just always want to say that I wouldn't be here without my team. So I gotta give props to them, and hopefully you guys can follow them too, just so they can, put their stuff out there, and you can see how talented these people are. Go to B Squad Acción. That's our Instagram page, and look for every one of those of the members, so you can just see what they do in this industry and see them grow, because they're really talented people, and I'm blessed beyond belief of being able to work with them the way that I get to. So thank you to them, and thank you to you guys for just being here with us.
Hey, brother. Again, an honor to have you here. And everybody
Likewise,
watching,
sir.
hey, don't forget, check out the links in the description box below this video where you can follow Ángel on Instagram, and you'll see everything else spread. You'll be able to find B Squad and all that cool stuff. And yeah, keep watching the martial arts movies, the kung fu movies, represent the 80s, the 90s. Hey, go back even to some 70s, man. There's some good stuff back there. And enjoy the new stuff coming out now. When I'm sure Angel will let me know to let you guys know when Angie will be available for the public. And of course, Lady Scorpions, baby, right around the corner. Baby. Let's
September 3rd.
Let's do this. September 3rd, baby. And we'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks again for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. The Old Samurai Guy. Follow the podcast on Spotify. And hey, keep watching movies. Keep enjoying yourselves. See you on the next one. Take care.
Bye.